Alright, we should be ready to go soon, so we're just doing final preparations, and so we should be done soon. Alright, we should be starting the race in 10 seconds. It's just... Yeah, no, fake commentary I did earlier. I lied to you all. That was just due to me being a holdout to get the SRL going, so I'll run over again. Race has started at this point, but it looks like both of the streamers have delays on their streams at this point, so the race has technically started yet, but we are just waiting for the runners to we're just waiting for the runners streams to catch up, so shouldn't be too long, but we might see some time traveling runners at the end of it as they get to commentate on their overfights against Metroid Prime. Alright, looks like we are ready to go, and I wonder where we are going to be starting. Mines. Oh, it shows up. Oh well. So, looks like a pretty standard main plaza start, and it looks like both of our runners are using the fusion suit. So it looks like we're going to see a bunch of vomit suit today. Yay, as we all know. And it looks like plasma beam is on the grapple edge, which bodes pretty well for our runners early on, and that is an artifact up there by the vault door. So, those are two pretty important items already so early on. That leads to some... Looks like we are going to... Both of our runners right now are heading over to Hive Totem right now, as that is the only item in the game that is a zero check by... that is a zero item check. So the game assumes that they will go there first because it's the only place an item can be. And I believe because they have random starting items, I believe they do have 0 to 3 random starting items, so you might want to keep an eye out if they ever do something that we didn't. Looks like that, there it is. It looks like they started with Thermal Visor. And Interslice and Pyro both just grabbed their space jumps, which is always great to have so early on. So, yeah, space jump is always useful. Fortunately, they don't have any missiles, so they will have to head back to the main plaza before they can get any checks. And it looks like the runners are being bullied by Warwolves and just loading screen doors a bit. Runners are pretty close so far, but these seconds don't... This is Randomizer, anything can change. For those who don't know this format and are just tuning in for the first time, welcome to Metroid Prime Randomizer, where we take all the items and put them in other items' locations, and our goal is to do the same thing we do normally, but with different locations. It looks like Pyroplane's actually elected to not get the artifact. And that is interesting. Looks like both have missiles. Apologies, this is just me trying to figure out the missiles. Huh, never mind. Apparently it doesn't look like we track missiles on the tracker. Huh. Looks like both of our runners have similar ideas and are heading to Ruin Shrine first off, and I think I saw that's a boost ball up there. Oh. Slice just got boost ball. Wait, never mind. Morph ball. Yeah. And spider ball up there. Oh boy. Spider ball. This is why we usually have a separate tracker. It's... yeah. Both runners just using some... and it looks like Slice is going to head back to clear out Hive Mecha, which is an interesting routing decision that Slice is not good. Oh, never mind. And it looks like Pyro is heading backwards through Vault, which is always interesting to see. Doesn't look like anything exciting is in Vault. Oh, never mind. It looks like more false than that. Didn't get stuck on there. Slice. Chat, feel free to call me out if I've ever missed something. Oh! Oh, they both have Ice Beam. Thank you for pointing that out. Gold star to you, Hugh Chungus. I don't remember seeing that, but I'm going to assume they either started with it or they just grabbed it and I missed it. Both of which are likely. It's interesting that our runners both went. Oh, and that is a second artifact in behind Hive Mecha. I'm going to assume that both of our runners got both of the artifacts. 2 artifacts so early on is very interesting, as that can very much set the pace for the seed. Our runners, because our runners didn't start in town, they don't have access to hints yet, and this can be a big change. They don't know where all the artifacts are, and they can't make routing decisions based on that until they get to talent. So for now, our runners' probably first priority is going to be to find a random elevator that goes to talent. And that's a nothing on Pyro's end. Yeah, so for those who don't know, nothing items are a new item we added in the game, mostly just because due to technical reasons, there needed to be an item in every single slot in the game. But for often due to the way we organize things, there's less than 100 items in the item pool. So we add our own special item, the Nothing, that does many wonderful things that we're not telling you about. And it looks like Pyro just got another artifact, which this is... Choso's looking pretty stacked so far. Very interesting. Looks like Pyro has at least a bit of a lead so far, but nothing major, I would say. And because our another thing we have is that our runners actually started with Charge Beam, and because of that, there is actually going to, unlike our previous weeklies, there's actually going to be something unique in Watery Hall, and it is a Power Bomb expansion. Unlike Echoes, you do not need the main Power Bombs item to get to use Power Bombs. You only need the expansion. This does mean that you only have one Power Bomb, but one Power Bomb is a whole lot better than none. Glad to have you be our bonfire. Always good to see new people in here. Yeah. Pyro is going underwear to check in the underside of Watery Hall, and it looks like it's just a missile launcher. Contrary to what you might think, it is actually possible for both of our runners to get that. I'm using a trick called a slope jump underwater, where jumping against a slope gets you a ton of extra height, especially underwater. Oh boy, I think Pyro is going to get to deal with his favorite aspect of this game, Power Bomb RNG. Because unlike later games, your drops are not weighted depending on what you have and don't have at the moment. It's because Power Bombs have a very low drop rate, it can often be pretty difficult to farm for that one, refill that one Power Bomb slot. And Pyro just got Morph Ball Bombs at the top of Gathering Hall. And that is another wonderful thing that could speed things up early on. Bombs, despite what they may seem, are really, really, really important in Prime. Oh, and it looks like Pyro forgot something in Watery Hall. He probably just forgot to check Dynamo, and he is very low on health. Let's hope he doesn't make any big mistakes. And it looks like somehow Inner Slice actually has picked up an additional energy tank somewhere. Again, I'm busy. I've probably forgotten these things. But it is very interesting that this has been a pretty fast seed early on. We have seen very few missiles in here. Just gotta give both of our runners all of their items. BR bonfire. Nothing items are special items. We added to this because there needed to be an item in every single slot in the game due to technical reasons, but there's actually less than 100 items in the pool due to the fact that we have starting items, only 6 artifacts, and so we added our own nothing items into the pool. They are very, very important, not quite as important as the flamethrower, but I will be personally criticizing these runners for every nothing they do not pick up once the run is over. Rest assured. Pyro, it's looking like, is saving to restore his energy, as he was at 18 health for an uncomfortably long time. I imagine that's probably never fun. And it looks like Pyro's early lead has mostly gone away at this point, as is Inner Slice going ahead to deal with Zoid, or Incinerator Drone as is his official name, but we all know he is called Zoid. But for those of you who don't know, Zoid is the name of one of the the guy who programmed this boss, and we in the speedrunning community are extremely fond of Zoid, so we named him in honor of him. Due to all of his wonderful RNG that can make you gain or lose time through no fault of your own, we are very fond of this, and so we have given Zoid the Incinerator Drone a special name of Zoid after its wonderful creator. But no joke, don't take this seriously, Retro. If any of you happen to be watching this, we love this game. We just happen to be less than fond of RNG. And that is a 4th artifact on Inner Slice. That is going to be... Wow, the Chozo is loaded with artifacts. Here you can see some exciting Zoid gameplay. Oh yeah, I should probably give them both Thermal Visor to start with, because they both start with Thermal Visor. Let's see. Apologies again. Commentating tracking is, at the same time, can be a bit difficult to keep up with. Both of our runners appear to be using the strategy of abusing Space Jump to actually stand on one of the lips of Zoid, so you can just do even less than you were previously doing in this fight. This doesn't technically save you any time, but it does just mean you have to spend less time dodging the boss's attacks. It's like... Oh my god, that's a 5th artifact! This seed is so... There is only 1 artifact left that our runners have yet to find. So, this is crazy. Are we going to have all 6 Oh my god, it is possible that we will have all 6 artifacts before the runners even get hints. This is insane. Now, of course, artifacts are not the only items you need to beat Metroid Prime. You do need several other items. You need all of the beams. And you need Phazon Suit, I believe, are the hard requirements. And I do believe our runners only have Ice Beam and no suits, so they do not fulfill that requirement right now. Yeah, we could be seeing Ridley as the first boss. Although, a fun fact I recently discovered, if you are ever bored in Randomizer seed, find all the artifacts before getting, if you ever get a really lucky seed, find all the artifacts before getting all 3 beams, and then go to, the Artifact Temple to go fight Ridley. The cutscenes will be a treat because the cutscenes actually assume that you have that you have Plasma Beam. And without it, your model completely spazzes out and looks ridiculous. And it looks like both our runners just acquired Varia Suit, or Vomit Suit, as I refer to it, not so lovingly, because Fusion Suit Varia looks disgusting. I don't think this is controversial. If you are, you have objectively incorrect taste. And Inner Slice just acquired Ice Threader in the top of Furnace. Yeah, this is an example of many standable terrain exploits in the game. You can name it, we can stand on it. And we are very fond of exploiting this. Now, both runners are actually going to head up and fight Ghosts first as they're routing. Both our runners have had pretty similar routing so far, which is turning out very well for them, considering how loaded of artifacts Chozo has been so far. And they are still not done with Chozo. It could be all 6 artifacts in early Chozo. Interslice doing a little trick to just jump onto this little prop so you can skip having the statue throw you up. Although at this point it probably would have been faster, but gotta go for the trick anyway to preserve your ego. Fortunately for our runners, they only have Ice Beam, so they cannot technically proceed further into Chozo Ruins to get to the vanilla Ice Beam, as you do need Wave Beam for that, but they can get the item back here if they want. And who knows, it could be Ice Beam in there if we're working miracles today, which we kind of are. Who knows what to... Our runners are very close to each other right now. It's kind of odd for both runners to be so in sync after such a long time. And unfortunately, we are not having our crazy seed, it's just missiles. Looks like we've got a little minor routing divergence. Doesn't really make much of a difference, but hey, I'm desperate for things. I'm desperate for routing divergences when our runners have been so very similar so far. Though it does look like Interslice had the slightly faster routing, so that should probably... That gives him a few second lead, but not much, especially in Randomizer. This run has been insanely close so far. Right now, what I'm guessing is, the runners will be heading back to Magmore right now. They could head back to the Magmore elevators they saw earlier, as they do have various suits, so they know that's open to them, and they don't really have too many other checks here in early Chozo. However, considering, who knows, maybe someone's going to go for the meme and just try and full clear Chozo early on, just so we can see if our last artifact is in Chozo and we have a full 6 artifact Chozo seed. Which would be crazy. Looks like Pyro is saving, which tells me that he's about to do something dumb or crazy, or possibly both. Interslice, it looks like, is just doing some pretty standard movement to get out of Chozo as early as possible. And Interslice still has that E-Tank when Pyro does not, so that could make a difference, especially in a seed as fast as this one. Looks like Interslice is heading off to check Ruin Shrine. We will see if we have our... Well, it looks like Pyro is heading off to check Magma Pool with 0 E-Tanks in Gravity Suit. Let's see, can he do it? He can! That is not an easy dash. Give it up for Pyro right now. And he gets Wave Beam from that! Oh, dang! That is very significant. Pyro might have just won this race right there with how jet this seed has been so far. That is a very difficult trick and a significant risk to take so early on. Unfortunately, the RNG on the crates is not giving him such good luck, as you do need for those crates to drop a pickup to get back, since he only has one E-Tank, and I really imagine he does not want to lose it right now. And he got the reverse dash too. Well done, Pyro. That has been some high quality play from you right now. Well done. Looks like Inner Slice has mostly just been clearing out the rest of Chozo so far, and has not found anything really worthy, so he is just going to head off to the, I believe it was the Magmore elevator back here. Now, Pyro, because he has Wave Beam, he can go check Tower of Light right now, and that's a 2 check that Inner Slice could not get to right now. This could be very significant. Worth noting that the location of Wave Beam, that location is technically Grapple Beam locked. So, while our runners are skilled enough to bypass a lot of the checks in the game, we have set up the logic to be as inclusive to all players of all skill types as possible, and we have enabled very few tricks, and that trick is not in logic. Pyro technically broke the logic from what is expected right there to get the Wave Beam, and it looks like that trick, it paid off very much. Well done. Inner Slice is clearing out Magmore right now, and he just acquired Boost Ball from Twin Fires, which is always a good item to have, especially in addition to just the checks it requires. It also just speeds up movement a lot. Pyro is about to do a very nice slope jump just to get up here, and unfortunately it looks like he is only going to be rewarded with 2 missiles for his hard effort. And I thought it was Plasma for a second, but nope, it was just a missile. Still a very nice dash to get all the way over there in one shot. Inner Slice, he is actually wiggling out of the Triclops, which is something I did not know you could do for a long time until Pyro told me. And we have our 6th artifact already! Wow! This sea has been insane so far, so unfortunately Inner Slice did not get his Wave Beam in the... so while I imagine he is ecstatic right now, he is probably not in for as jet of a seed as he thinks he is, but Pyro is in a very good spot to right now to have an extremely fast seed. This might be the fastest weekly seed we've seen. Huge Chungus, Wave Beam was in Magma Pool. Pyro is mostly just cleaning out early Chozo right now, as we would expect, considering he does not know. Inner Slice is... and it looks like he is finally going to collect his first energy tank. And this is unfortunately basically going to... it looks like Inner Slice found an elevator to Talon. Unfortunately, it's probably not the elevator to Talon that he wanted, as Great Tree Hall Upper is mostly separated from the rest of Talon. Oh, and it looks like Pyro did not collect that artifact until just now, so technically he should have only had 4 artifacts up to this point, but it doesn't really make much of a difference. again, commentator and tracking at the same time is a bit tricky. Now, the real question with Slice right here is, what is he going to do next? We know that Grapple Beam is somewhere within in logic right now, as by the logic, it thinks that you need Grapple Beam to get Wave Beam. So it's probably not anywhere too far, but the real question then is going to be, is he going to go back and check it? Because Wave Beam blocks a lot of the game behind it. Not as much as it does in vanilla elevators. In random elevators, Ice Beam is probably the most important of the beams, and the runners did start with that. But Wave Beam is still very important, and he does need it to finish the game. Unless he's planning on doing Exo Skip. Yeah. And he just found his Grapple Beam, so technically the logic does expect him to go back and get Wave Beam at this point of the reel, but he probably doesn't know that. It's a lot easier to make routing decisions when you see both runners. Air Slice is having to deal with the consequences of only having one Power Bomb right now, as he has to constantly farm this enemy to get his one Power Bomb back. Fortunately, it is a guaranteed Power Bomb drop. And Pyro is probably ecstatic right now, as he just got his 6th artifact. All he needs is Plasma Beam and Phazon Suit, and he is ready to go find the Artifact Temple and win the game right now. Only 25, which is insane. Inner Slice getting a very valuable Wave Buster without Wave Beam. Yeah. Inner Slice dealing with the best room in the game, Life Grove Tunnel, which is very fun to get in and out of. The real question is, where does Inner Slice go next? Is he going to go back, or is he going to... He's going for Bar Skip. Oh no, Inner Slice, no! Bar Skip is a bit of an infamous trick among the community, as it's probably the hardest trick in Randomizer that's really worth learning. As you can see, even experienced runners really struggle with it, and that was very nice. Getting it with only like 5 or so tries, that's very nice. Fortunately, he does have Boost Ball, so he can go back if this ends up being a dead end. But unfortunately, as we know, this was the wrong routing decision. Unfortunately, it will only take him back to Magmore, which is probably where he's supposed to be right now anyway, but it's not even too far from where he came up here. Pyro about to get his 2nd energy tank. And Slice just sees that one energy tank. He's like, nope, I'm getting it. It looks like our runners are about to high five right now. Yep, as Slice, alright, yeah, he is making more energy tanks. He's going for them. That does raise the possibility of him getting screwed by Powerbomb RNG, but getting energy tanks so early on when you don't is usually worth it. Pyro's, I don't think he even look, he's just going for it. Slice doing... Oh no, he failed that jump. He can... Yep, he got 2nd try. And he is going for Warrior Shrine right now. which does not contain the Artifactor's Warrior, as was noted last week, and very much annoyed the commentator. Looks like both of our runners have many more E-Tanks at this point, so they are in a much better spot now than they were previously. Real question is, where is Interslice going to go next? Because he really cannot go forward. Looks like he is heading back, and I think he has realized that he does not have the tools to proceed forward. Oh no, looks like I forgot to give Interslice Grapple Beam. I will fix that. Pyro looks like is actually going through Great Tree Hall from the reverse side. So he will not have to bother with bar skip, which is nice. I do believe he does know bar skip, so it's not that big of a deal, but it is still very nice. Airslice is confirming and is heading back to Chozo and is probably going to clear some of the items he missed there. Hopefully he recognizes that grapple beam and will go try to get Magma Pool. He might attempt Flagra. That would be... I mean, we don't know what Flagra has. Flagra could have Plasma Beam or Phazon Suit. That would just be... That would be interesting. Alright. Considering we are basically in Phazon Suit search mode, chat, where do you think Phazon Suit is? Where do you want Phazon Suit to be right now? How should we turn this wonderful seed into an atrocious landmine? Bar Skip Callus is doing a double bomb jump to skip over the ballers that separate the top of Great Tree Hall from the bottom. It is a very annoying trick to get. It's not particularly... It's an irritating trick to do. And you don't have to do it when coming from the bottom because you can just use the boost ball to open it normally. However, when going from the top, like Interslice did, you will have to do a very precise double bomb to get over the bars. I do believe there was recently an alternative method to get over, but I have not seen a... I have not seen the clip of bar skip, as it's called. Which should give you the reputation of how much runners dislike bar skip. Yeah, that is true. Phazon Suit could be on Ridley. That would be hilarious. But yeah, Phazon Suit can be anywhere right now, unfortunately. There is anywhere except one location. Phazon Suit there is only one check in the game that hard requires it. And because of that, it can be anywhere in the game. So Phazon Suit could very easily decide this run, especially since Interslice, it looks like, is going... Oh no, he's going to check Flogger right now. Oh. Oh no, he walked past Magma Pool. He doesn't have Wave Beam. Oh no. Oh, it looks like he's just farming for Power Bomb RNG. And Pyro is attempting a very difficult trick, which is getting Hydro Access Tunnel without gravity. That is an incredibly difficult trick, which I know he is capable of doing. And if that's important, that could easily change his seed, as we have no idea where Gravity Suit is. Unfortunately, it is only a power bomb expansion. Well, considering this is Pyro, he is probably very happy with that. He nails Hydro Axis Tunnel without gravity. That is... for those who are not aware, that is classified in our difficulty classification system we have in the randomizer. That is classified as an insane trick. That is not easy to do at all. Like, seriously, props to Pyro for this seed. He's been taking a break for a while, but it seems he has not lost anything from his skill. Ah, yeah. Thank you for the reminder. I need to give Inner Slice Wave Beam now. Inner Slice looks like is actually fighting the ghosts in Training Chamber to get that Power Bomb expansion. Which, I mean, interesting priorities, but I can't really say I disagree considering the numerous stories I'm sure any runner of Prime 1 Rando has about Powerbomb RNG. Yeah, at this point I would still say they are very close. They both have the same items, and it really just comes down to where they both end up checking for Phazon Suit and Plasma Beam. Well, I think I might switch the audio to Pyro as Inner Slice has had it for the rest of this race. So now, it looks like Pyro right now is going to be going for the plasma processing room, going to check to see if we have vanilla plasma in here. Oh yeah, I should probably turn down Pyro's audio. The audio amounts was already quite a bit significant, but... I'm sorry. I've turned down Pyro's audio quite a bit. Alright, that's good. Yeah, Phazon on Thardus would suck as usual, but... it is really going to just come down to where is Phazon Suit, as many weekly races come down to recently. I need to come up with new ways to say it all comes down to where Phazon Suit is. Because I've used them all. So let's just look like he's going to go check Tower of Light. And it looks like that is just a missile in plasma processing. So all that very nice climbs to get up there was not useful in the end. It is unlikely. Worth noting that he did have all the items, I believe, to get up to plasma processing completely vanilla, but he did not use them, believing it as it is faster to just climb up the other way. Inner Slice. Oh, never mind. Inner Slice. Unfortunately, I did not commentate Tower of Light dashes. There are many ways to get up Tower of Light, and Inner Slice looks like it's going to be using an R-jump to get onto the first platform, and then using these standard dashes to get up the rest. And for his effort, he is rewarded with a missile. Pyro saw that elevator and recognized it was Vendrana and has decided to not go there. I would probably say that's a smart move, as Vendrana, North Vendrana has a lot of plasma beam lot checks that he would not be able to do right now, so it is probably for the best that he focus elsewhere while he is still searching for plasma. However, it is always good to have elevator intel on him. Oh, no. No. This is, that was a Phazon Mines elevator. Not quite sure where he's going next. Whether he's decided to go with the classic Mines from Drawn Elevate debacle. It looks like he's still deciding himself. And it looks like he has decided to go for Phazon. Looks like Interslice has found a Phendrana elevator, and this could be very interesting, and it honestly could decide the seed right here. Because both our runners are going to be getting very different items right now. Interslice will obviously be missing a lot of checks in early Phendrana once he gets to it, because he does not have Plasma Beam. But he could still find that, and while Pyro is also going to be missing out on the entirety of Lower Mines as he does not have Plasma Beam. However, there are still quite a few checks in these rooms that he could be able to get access to. Pyro doing some nice parkour and some invisible platforms. And Slice doing a very nice dash to get across Frost's Cave, and now we get to see the very angry Hunter Metroid, who is very upset that he is only in a cutscene and can't do anything real. Pyro grabbing those power bombs. For those who don't know, Pyro is a very vocal advocate of doing something about power bombed RNG, as he is very not fond of getting screwed over by power bombs with only one tank. And he has many stories he can tell you of farming for like 10 minutes just to get a single power bomb drop, even on rooms that are supposed to have highly weighted power bomb drops. And Pyro is going to do a very nice trick where basically all of the large pirates, the Elite Pirate, the Omega Pirate, and even the Phazon Elite, they all have a little AI quirk where they like to look at you before doing anything. So the best answer to an enemy wanting to do a staring contest is to not look at them to not initiate in the first place. And because of that, they are so obsessed with their staring contest, they will not do anything until you do it. Most of our runners have not really found anything very exciting so far in their trips through their various areas, but that could easily change. It's also worth noting that Pyro could have access to an elevator to Talon at the other end of Phazon Mines, because we know that the other Phendrana elevator just leads back to Magmore. Pyro has an elevator to an entirely unexplored area, and that could be very relevant. And we have our Phazon suit! Pyro is still not in go mode, as he is still missing Plasma Beam, but that is still a major check that he does not have to worry about right now. Plasma Beam, or Phazon Suit, is one of the few is an item that you need to finish the game no matter what, due to the final boss. And because of that, and how rare it is very often decides seeds, and it is not out of the question that might decide this seed right here. All Pyro has to do right now is find Plasma and then just get back to Talon. Slice looks like he's heading into Labs, while Pyro is going to be clearing out the upper mines. And that is either a nothing or gravity suit. Not quite sure what Slice is doing right here. Maybe he's just trying to reload the room. Oh, I think he's going to go check Quarantine Monitor. That's probably what he's up to. Oof, and unfortunately he fell all the way down. That vertical rooms in Prime can be very punishing, as if you missed, you just wasted like 30 seconds, or up to a minute. Oh no, and he fell down again. That's never fun. These enemies... Wow, Inderslice is just getting bullied right now. Yeah, those birds are just obnoxious. This isn't the room that really drives me crazy with them, but I second the opinion that those birds are obnoxious. There aren't too many checks left for Pyro in upper Phazon Mines. Phazon Mines does not have that many checks overall compared to Chozo and Vendrana. But he still has the one on Phazon loot and the one at the top of this room. He is looking like he's going to be checking Phazon loot right now. He is probably going to be refusing its offers of a staring contest as well. And up to the right, we have every runner's right nightmare. Inderslice was doing a pause there. Not quite sure what he was up to, but hey, seems better now. Inderslice looks like Pyro's forgotten that he doesn't have super missiles right now. Alright, now it looks like Inderslice is actually heading back into labs proper. Do believe that is a nothing right there. Inderslice, as usual for a runner in this room, is going to be getting bullied by the enemies here. And it's going to do some very nice jumps to get just climb onto the power-up upgrade without even getting the item inside. That's one way to say we don't need you to that item. And it looks like Pyro has found his X-ray visor, which is helpful. So far, it seems like Pyro's decision to go to mines has very clearly been the better one. It's been pretty clearly the better one so far. The visors in general aren't useful. Oh, never mind. It looks like I hit Inderslice's X-ray visor, not Pyro's. My mistake. Yep, Thardus kills. Thardus is basically the speedrunner's nightmare. He is a very long and slow boss. He's not too bad, but unlike the other bosses, he only guards one check. So he really it's rare that he has something, and runners generally don't want to check him just because he takes a long time. But there are those rare seats where Thardus has something really important, and they just become... Yeah, those are nightmares. Oh yeah, I should give Pyro Wave Buster. Forgot about that. Much like I do about Wave Buster in general. It looks like Pyro has finally found his way back to Talon. It is weird, as this is the first weekly where the runners have not been started off in Talon. And it's so weird doing these what would normally be early game checks last. Pyro has X-ray visor, but has decided he doesn't even need that, and he is just going to jump on a bunch of invisible platforms. Doesn't look like he is going to check Arbor Chamber, as Plasma Moon cannot be there, and there really isn't much else he can get that would help him right now. But there's always... There are a bunch of other checks and eliminations. Now the real question is, when is he going to fight Ridley? Because if he checks it early, he is going to encounter a very fun visual bug that I happened to discover on a very first blessed seed that I encountered a while ago. And you guys will get to see what I meant by the fact that Samus's puddle absolutely goes crazy. It looks like Pyro has found his gravity suit, which could be significant considering he is right next to Crash Frigate. Although he has already gotten one of the 3 checks in Crash Frigate due to the fact that he did Gravityless Frigate. Oh, and unfortunately, something's happening with the stream. Oh, never mind, we're back. Nope. Pyro's internet is being a bit problematic right now. I think I'm just going to switch the audio to interslice for now. And from the slideshow we are given on Pyro's routing, it looks like he is heading off to go fight Ridley. And hopefully his internet corrects itself before he gets there, because I want to see the bug. Fortunately, I have no idea what he picked up. Oh, looks like it was just a missile. And here we see Metroid Prime, the PowerPoint. Hopefully one of the cutscenes gives me a good shot, because I want to show you just how crazy that bug is. It is fun. He was having a bit of some internet issues earlier in the game, so this is not entirely unprecedented, unfortunately. It is... it's a bit difficult for me to commentate over to the on the Ridley fight, but it looks like he's been doing quite well, as 3/4 of his health bar disappeared in 1 frame. Excellent damage per frame right here. Fortunately, probably not as good as damage per second, but we'll deal with these things. And from the frames, it looks like Pyro had quite an excellent Ridley fight, using Boost Ball to skip Flyby, and then not getting dashed too much in the ground phase. Unfortunately, our PowerPoint... Oh, looks like the model doesn't bug out on Pyro's end. Maybe that was just a me thing, or maybe it's something specific to Fusion Suit. But yeah, in the very rare event, Pyro will be fighting Ridley and then not going off to finish the game. He still does not have Plasma. Neither runner has Plasma. Plasma is still up in the air. Looks like from mine to me, apparently it's actually on our end, not Pyro's end, so looks like we are just going to have to deal with a checkerboard Pyro rather than a PowerPoint Pyro. Debate vigorously in the comments which is better, checkerboard Pyro or PowerPoint Pyro. Yeah. Unfortunately, the restream quality that I'm commenting on, and that was a very convenient location for Plasma Beam. Pyro just got the quickest trip from Go Mode to Impact Crater I think we've ever seen. Yeah, this has been an insane siege for Pyro so far. Fortunately, mine's... Oh wait, never mind. Mine's had Plasma or Phazon suit, so... And as far as locations for the last item you need, Frigate Crash Site is not bad. It's like Interslice is actually going to be heading off, is probably going to be heading off to Phazon Mines right too. Looks like he is going to go check Plasma Crossing first. But Pyro is actually off to go fight, go into the Impact Crater and fight the final bosses. Because of that, I am going to switch the audio back to him. This has been certainly an interesting seed. Pyro, unfortunately failing the Impact Crater climb the first time, but getting it the second time. Oh no. And of course, Jack and Jill are up to their usual shenanigans, just knocking runners off, but fortunately Pyro managed to stay on the ledge. For those who didn't catch it, that is a nice slope jump used to skip most of the climbing done in Impact Crater. It's pretty useful just because Impact Crater is a room that you have to go through in every single seed, and because of that, it tends to be more optimized than the rest of the run. And now we have our wonderful final boss, the Metroid Prime, or the Beam Crab as I call him. Now, Metroid Prime, for those who don't know, is a bit of a complicated boss, so it is going to take some explaining. And unfortunately, it looks like Pyro is actually watching the cutscene. Maybe he knows he's so far ahead and he's just savoring it. But the fight with Metroid Prime Exoskeleton is split into 4 rooms, and each of these 4 rooms has a bunch of separate phases. Each phase can only be damaged by one specific beam. In the first phase, in the first room, it's Wave and Plasma. The next room, Wave, Plasma, or Wave and Power in the first room. Then Wave, Power, Ice. And then in the third room, it's all the beams. In the fourth room, it's all the beams, but Metroid Prime can switch whenever it wants. So that is basically the vanilla logic for this fight. Now, there are some tricks to this fight. Biggest thing is the turnarounds. I don't believe you can do it in the first room. In the next room, when Metroid Prime charges at you after a phase, there are a few seconds afterwards which it can be damaged with the beam of the last phase. And you can get a very nice shot, and depending on what beam combos or on the beam you are using, you can actually do damage to the next phase, or even skip the next phase by doing so much damage. Pyro does not have super missiles, I believe. I believe he only has Ice Fire, so that is probably going to be his primary source of damage in skipping phases against Metroid Prime. Looks like he's going for a phase skip right here. As you can see, like, in addition to just doing a lot of damage in general, Ice Spreader Metroid Prime, as a Metroid, actually takes 1.5 times damage from Ice Beam. It's a little fact that you wouldn't know if you don't take a look at the game's damage values, but it does. whether this is due to keeping lore accuracy with the fact that Metroid Prime is technically a Metroid, or the fact that otherwise Ice Beam would honestly be not that great against Metroid Prime, that's up for debate. But it does make Ice Spreader one of the best tools to use against Metroid Prime. Oh yeah, and the first phase of Metroid Prime, there's actually two parts to the Metroid Prime fight, for those who don't know. But yeah, this is the far more interesting part of Metroid Prime. Fortunately, Inner Slice is going in the complete wrong direction as far as his checks. It looks like he is currently fighting Cloaked Drone, which is a very annoying boss, but... Oh no, even Checkerboard Pyro couldn't save us from PowerPoint Pyro. Oh, it looks like we're back. Yeah. Pyro landing more turnaround shots to... Oh, never mind, he couldn't get that one. Unfortunately. But the Ice Flare does come in handy, and he gets pretty much a perfect skip. And he gets another one right after that. This has been a pretty clean Exo fight for Pyro so far. He is on track to have a very good time. Unfortunately, it will not be sub-hour as he just hit the hour mark right now, but this is still very fast. And honestly, it might be the fastest weekly seed we've seen so far. I know there was one weekly that didn't get streamed, and that one was absurdly fast. I don't quite remember the time, but that's the only one I could think that probably could compete with this one. It appears I have sparked a vigorous debate in chat about what Metroid Prime looks like. I still maintain crab. Unfortunately, it looks like I jinxed Pyro on having a very clean Prime fight. As Prime has been a bit of a Wangrod so far. So now Pyro is going to head off into the next phase of the Metroid Prime fight. And is he going to skip the cutscene and the music, or is he going to wait for the music? He has done the correct decision, clearly, and has waited for the music. Now, welcome to the very exciting final fight of Metroid Prime. You can see how exciting it is right now. Because the gimmick of this fight is Metroid Prime is invincible until it does one specific attack. Fortunately, it looks like Pyro did not have to wait around too long for it to drop the pool, and from then on, this fight is all about conserving these pools of Phazon Beam. That is the only reason you need Phazon Suit in the first place. And Pyro is doing a trick where you walk in and out of the pool to conserve the energy, as Phazon Beam doesn't immediately go away after you leave the pool. Because of this, not only do you get to shoot Phazon Beam for a lot longer, but you can also stagger Prime and interrupt its animations. And by doing this, you can effectively waste animations in the queue, because Prime has a limited amount of animations before it has to drop another pool. So, by continuously interrupting its actions, you basically force it to drop another pool extremely quickly. And this saves a lot of time in the fight. Unfortunately, Pyro does not have many power bombs, so you will have to use some Phazon Beam getting rid of the Metroids that Metroid Prime drops every time. Oh no, and unfortunately it looks like Metroid Prime has hung on with just a sliver of health right now. And it looks like we are done with a victory to Pyro Paper Planes. And Pyro will be coming on soon for his post-race interview. Oh no, unfortunately it looks like... Interslice is probably forfeited.
Hello!
Hello there!
Oh boy. That was a fun seed.
Yeah, that was insane!
Yeah.
Yes, and it does look like Interslice has forfeited.
Yeah, unfortunately, yes. He's hoping to join us for an interview as well. He hasn't got, I don't know if he's got an invite yet.
Yeah.
Let's see if I can invite him to the interview.
I didn't know he had forfeited for a while, so it probably should be soon.
Yeah, exactly. It took a while for me to get it too.
Yeah.
Oh boy, I was
imagine probably because of the stream delay.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah. I was waiting for the game to troll me the seed to troll me the entire time, and so many times I was like, "Is this it? Is this the moment?"
Yeah, no. You had a very good run, Pyro.
Not me though.
Oh. Did you go to Fendrana out of curiosity?
I did, and then I went to Mines right after that, and then you won while I was in Mines.
Yeah. Like if I as soon as I got to Magma South and saw the two elevators, I was like,
Yeah, I remember you were debating that a while back and forth.
Yeah, I kind of wanted to make it obvious that I was debating it.
Yeah.
By going in the map and going back and forth.
So yeah, I never found Early Talon.
Yeah.
Yeah. It took a while.
Yeah, that's it. I suppose this has been a pretty good seed to demonstrate just how much random starting locations can change things.
Yeah.
Yep. Like my goal mode, like the fact that I red lane. I didn't even mean to start that fight, and I was just like, "Oh right, I've got all the artifacts."
Yeah, you got all 6 artifacts like so early on. It was insane.
Yep, and I just couldn't find and I was just like, I just need to find the plasma beam. So I checked the artifact temple; it wasn't there, and then the very first check after that is plasma beam.
So where was plasma? I never found that.
Next, it was a crash frigate site.
Did you get gravity anywhere?
Yes, I found that landing site.
Okay, and one last question: Phazon suit?
Storage depot B, where the grapple beam is stored in Phazon mines usually.
I was about to hit that, but
yeah.
Yeah, like I just wanted to get to Talon, and I knew the other Fendrana elevator was back to Chozo, so that was what sealed my deal for going for Phazon mines. Oh boy, sorry, I'm still.
I can understand. You made pretty much all the right decisions in that seed. Probably the big one was just going to go check Magma Pool early with no E-tanks. You have mad respect for that, dude.
Yeah, it's so funny how many tricks I used to not be able to do until coming to this community. Like I used to feel like bar skip was another one that I usually suck at. Although I didn't need to do that for this run, but
yeah. Wait, and none of you picked up our validator. Flamethrower is still a mystery.
Phazon mining tunnel, according to the
Oh.
Yeah, that would, and the super missiles was transport access. Where's that's Fendrana. That's Fendrana, isn't it? Right next to the elevator.
Ah, yeah, right next to the elevator.
Yeah, I saw that one.
Yeah, I appear to have missed that.
You probably saw it, but you couldn't pick it up because you didn't have the plasma beam recorders.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's every item we've gone over. I'm going to end the credits now. I'm getting in-game time for us.
Yeah, it must have been insane. It must have been like a 40 something.
In real time, it was 1 hour and 3 minutes and something seconds. My hotkey, I need to fix that. My hotkey wasn't working, so I was just like stumbling. Percentage 48, complete 55 minutes.
Very nice.
Wow.
Thank you. Ooh. Yeah, but that was all that was pretty much all the seed as well. Like just all the artifacts at the start.
Yeah.
I think they were all at the start.
Yeah. Chozo was just loaded.
Indeed. I
Like the double artifact Zoid. That was crazy.
Yeah.
That was insane. Like, I'm so glad I did Zoid because and at that point it was like, did you do Flarga?
No, I didn't.
Okay, good. I didn't do Flarga either. I was just trying to get to Talon the entire time.
Oh yeah, me too. I figured, oh, this last magma elevator, that's gotta be Talon. Nope, it went to mines.
Yep, that was my reaction.
And I completely forgot to check, go back and check the late shows of elevators.
Yeah, one of them was early Talon.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what my routing would have been if the plasma beam was not there.
Yeah, you probably would have been in a bit of pickle after that, but yeah. We'll say, despite the wave beam debacle, it probably could have been anyone's seed. Just due to phase on suit and plasma beam. Pyro hadn't found them almost immediately. Airslice easily could have caught up.
I got lucky in that regard, and also like you didn't do early magma pool. Did you, Interslice?
No, I think I came back when I had grapple.
Yeah.
Where was the grapple beam again?
I was in Life Tunnel, I think.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh, that would have been a nasty backtrack.
Yeah, I was actually just about to do Flagra before, and then I'm like, oh wait, I can still check magma pool.
And there you go, and there it was.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just want to give a shout out to chat here as I was busy doing commentary and tracking at the same time, and I want to thank them for calling me out when I made some mistakes on this and correcting me when I forgot some items. So thank you, chat, on this.
Yeah, and I think is this the first weekly where we had a single solo commentator as well?
There's been solo commentators for the past few, but this is the first time there's been only one person at all behind the screen. As we've had Gollop tracking religiously for every single weekly prior to this one.
Yeah, it was kind of a last minute. Well, not last minute. I mean, weekly, every 9 p.m. Saturday Eastern Standard Time every week. But yeah, it was nice to race again. I was not expecting to play Metroid Prime today.
Yeah, we've missed you.
Yeah.
Aww. Yeah, I gotta get into commentating again, or just playing in general.
I'm sure chat has missed your amazing puns.
Aww. I don't have any puns for this week for them, I'm afraid.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun. Forgive me, I'm a wee bit sleepy. It's been so.
Good thing you finished up then.
Yeah. Yeah. Do we have any more to add?
I don't think so.
Yeah.
Anyone else up for a race? Another one?
I mean, I would be down to do a race if you're not just gonna pass out after this, Pyro.
Yeah, we'll see. Now, if you excuse me, my cat is having a furball.
Yeah. Anyway, I'm RoboScout.
I'm Pyro Paper Plate. Oh, sorry. You want to say that again? Try again.
All right, I'm Interslice.
And I'm Pyro Paper Planes.
And we will see you next week.
Yeah, thanks for watching.
Yep, thanks for watching for another weekly.
And cheerio, chat, if there's anyone... Actually, I should check my own chat. And I should quit the Discord. So many things to do. Do. Pyro paper planes. Alrighty. I think on that note, I'm going to call it myself, actually. Because, or at least in regards to streaming, because I am sleepy. Caffeinated. Lots of coffee.